Hey folks, we are back, and as you can see, it's time for the Nürburgring Nordschleife on ACC. So, last Thursday, it got released on console. Now, in case you're wondering why this video is a week late, there are two reasons. One, I had the weekend away with the kids and stuff in Edinburgh, so no sim racing till Monday. But as it turns out, the Xbox version of the release was completely busted. So when they released it, it bugged the entire game and you couldn't play, it wouldn't even load. Not just the Nürburgring, but the whole game. So it had to get patched, and then the solution was, once the patch had gone in, you had to uninstall and reinstall the game again. Which I did on Monday, and then I did this lap on Wednesday. So yeah, that's why we're a bit late. Another apology is if my voice sounds a bit weird. I have got some man flu given to me by the children. So yeah, onwards. One thing to note as well, with this update, not only have you got the Nürburgring, but we've actually got the slightly updated version of this circuit. So this is part of the Nürburgring GP circuit, which was already in the game. And they've updated bits and pieces of it. And with the first update here is actually coming up right this second. It's actually on this corner here. There's a little yellow sausage curb. You'll have just seen it there. That has changed the way you take that first curb now. So that's been added into the game. And then we turn left onto the Nordschleife on ACC. So yeah, this is the most detailed and the best version of the Nordschleife in sim racing currently. I think everyone is pretty unanimous on that. I think the developers have done a super job. Even some of the Nürburgring specialist real-world drivers have said that this is a really good version. As you can see, compared to the video I put out the other week, things like the trackside detail here on the right-hand side, all the tents, all the banners, all the flags, you know, the spectators. They've done a great job with some of the trees, you know, the shadows across, apparently, again, according to the real-world drivers, things like the shadows across the track here, you know, creating dark spots in the areas. That's all very realistic. It gives this circuit this really sort of tunnel-visioned part at times, and it really is different to the track I was practicing with on the sort of original AC. Now, first note on driving, it's about actually coming up to this corner here. This has proven to be probably the hardest thing for me. As you can see, nearly completely lost it going around there. That should be flat or near flat out. It should be a tiny lift if anything, but I'm having to back off quite a lot. So I actually think, my limited talent included, that it might be a setup thing. So I've got some setup changes to make. See if I can stabilize that. This is another section here where the tree density has massively improved. That curb there I've just been over, that's been updated to, you can actually go over it now. You know, a lot of these things have just they've really taken their time with this version of the track. So, you know, big credit to the developers here. Man alive, it is difficult. I mean, I think one thing I said it in my previous one, and I'll say it again now that I'm on the actual GT on ACC. This track is hard. I thought I was getting to know it on the original AC, but you know, things like here, for example, the amount of trees, the overhanging trees, how narrow it feels, this kind of claustrophobic kind of overhanging look of the trees, it actually has just visually changed. Like here, you see the shadows across the track. It just means that some of my visual cues for braking and stuff that I had in the first sort of attempts on the original AC, they're just slightly different. So a lot of that early knowledge I've sort of come to sort of, the early knowledge I've gained has is kind of just a little different on ACC, and it's proven to be really challenging. As you can see here is where I completely made a mess of it, and I tagged a barrier and actually invalidated this lap. So this actually isn't even a valid lap, but it was my fastest lap of the sort of handful I did. I was doing this pretty late on Wednesday, like I said, full of the cold now, so wasn't just feeling 100%, but it actually was nearly 10 seconds quicker than my best time on AC. So I think my best time on AC that I'd done in some of my practices was an 8:35 or something, or 8:36, something like that. and I think this was 8:30, so 6 seconds quicker, and as you can see, I nearly lost it round that big fast corner, and I hit the barrier there, so there's loads of time in this. My original goal was to get, I think, 8:25. I actually think there's more in that. I think I can get low 20s, if not with a good bit of practice, into the teens. Because, like I said, I do understand the setups more in ACC than I do on the sort of original AC, and I'm just more familiar with the physics and handling of all the cars, and it is just, it's just a slightly more sophisticated force feedback system and everything like that. So it is a better sim for it. So yeah, the lap itself, I was pretty happy. I am carrying some more speed. I think it's important to say that, like, this is just a one-off hot lap. My next videos are going to be my probably next video will be a race. So what I'll do is I'm going to learn the track some more. So this corners that you see here, I'm just not using all the track because I just simply don't know the track well enough. So I do need to spend more time on it. I need to spend more time working on my setup, so some of these fast corners I'm not losing easy time. That first corner, that big fast corner at the beginning, if I backed off as much as I backed off there in a race, 100% I would get smacked from behind. Because, when you're racing wheel to wheel on a narrow circuit like this, you need the car in front of you to be predictable. And if I'm backing off around that corner, like unexpectedly early, that's not predictable from the person behind me, and they are going to smash into me. Even on the better servers that you join, that's going to cause a problem. So I am going to spend some more time doing some practice, working on the setup until I'm, like I said, maybe in the mid to low 20s, and I think that should be reasonably competitive on console, compared to the other guys online. Obviously the PC guys are much quicker, but I think over time it will come. So my next video will probably be a qualifying and a race during the daytime, and then we'll progress to doing some maybe night racing, and then maybe something in the wet as well. How about a night wet race, which should be really entertaining. See if we can find a server that has night and rain, and see if we can push ourselves a little bit. Also, these races are going to be a bit longer because of the length of the track, so again, just improving my concentration levels for this, because it's 3 or 4 laps of this circuit at full tilt, and your concentration starts to wane, or certainly mine does. I really need to step up my capabilities in that front, and it just feeds into the respect I have for those guys who race on this at a high level. Their pace and their consistency and the precision they race with is absolutely incredible. So we're heading down the big long straight at the back now, 277 kilometers an hour, I think, at the max speed, 278, 279, and then as we head into the final bit, they've corrected here, so you can actually go over that little curb there, which you couldn't do that before, and then we come around the final corner and back onto the start-finish straight. So there you are. That is ACC Nordschleife on consoles at long last, and plenty more videos to come, hopefully when I am feeling just a little bit better and driving a little bit better and quicker. Alright, catch you later.